If you own a cleaning business, you know what hard work really is. I mean, you've built this thing from scratch. One client, one contract, one perfectly clean room at a time. But what happens when that growth you've been fighting for starts to feel less like a win and more like a trap? Let's talk about why that happens, and more importantly, what you can do about it. So, does this sound familiar? Your schedule is totally packed, the phone's ringing off the hook, but you're spending every single waking moment just keeping up, not actually moving forward. You are definitely not alone. In fact, that feeling, it's a huge signal of a much bigger problem happening across the entire industry. And here's the crazy part, right? The cleaning industry is absolutely exploding. We're talking projections of over $470 billion. You should be crushing it. But for so many owners, all that growth just means more complexity, more pressure, and that feeling that you're running as fast as you can just to stay in the same place.
Your day is just this constant cycle of putting out fires. You're jumping from a scheduling mess to a last-minute client demand, then you're chasing down invoices and dealing with whatever unexpected crisis pops up. You're so busy working in the business, you have zero time left to work on the business, to actually plan for the future.
That feeling of being stretched to your absolute limit, it's not in your head. It's a symptom of a real crisis. This isn't about just working harder. This is about some deep structural challenges that are putting a very real ceiling on how much you can actually grow. And here's the first brutal number, 200%. That's the average turnover rate. Just think about what that really means for a second. It's not just some HR stat. It means you're basically replacing your entire workforce, maybe even twice every single year. That constant cycle of recruiting, hiring, and training is a massive, massive drain on your time, your money, and your energy. And that staffing nightmare, it hits you right in the wallet. Almost half of all cleaning businesses are actually forced to turn away new clients. They are literally turning away money because they just don't have the people. This isn't just an operational headache, it's a hard stop on your income. So, take a look at this. Which side of this chart feels a little too familiar? Is it the manual chaos, the whiteboards, the endless phone tag, the stacks of paper invoices, or is it that streamlined, system-driven approach? That gap you see right there in the middle, that's where your profit, your growth, and honestly, your sanity are all disappearing. We've talked about all the outside pressures, the labor market, the daily grind, but if we want to find the real barrier, the one thing that truly keeps you stuck, we've got to look inward. The biggest cost isn't on your P&L sheet. It's the toll this whole thing takes on you, the leader. Let's actually put a name to that feeling of just being completely mentally drained, decision fatigue. It's a real, recognized psychological state. Just like a muscle, your ability to make good, solid decisions gets tired out. And after a full day of making hundreds of tiny choices, your brain is just done. And this isn't just a theory. Research shows what happens next. When you're that exhausted, you stop making the bold, strategic moves that your business needs to grow. Instead, you either make a quick, impulsive choice just to get it off your plate, or you avoid the big decisions altogether. You stick with what's safe, and safe is where a growing business goes to stagnate. And all of this leads to one place, burnout. And burnout isn't just about feeling tired. It has real damaging symptoms for your company. Your revenue flatlines because you've stopped innovating. Your team's morale takes a nosedive because an exhausted leader can't inspire anyone. And your personal life, well, that pretty much goes out the window. Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. Now let's talk about the breakthrough. A lot of people think the answer is just more software, another app, another tool. But honestly, that just gives you one more thing you have to manage. The real solution isn't about finding a better tool, it's about finding a better person to handle the tools for you. So here's the real choice you have. On one hand, you can keep buying more software, which still puts all the pressure on you to learn it, manage it, and make it all work. Or you can delegate the actual doing to a dedicated virtual assistant who takes that entire administrative weight right off your shoulders. Just picture this for a second. While you're out there landing a big new contract, your virtual assistant is handling all the scheduling and dispatch. While you're training up a new team leader, your VA is sending out invoices and following up on payments. They're nurturing your new leads, managing your online reviews to build your reputation, and even ordering supplies. Now that is smart delegation. Let's see how this plays out in the real world. Let me tell you about a commercial cleaning owner up in Chicago. He had great clients, a solid team, but he was absolutely buried under the day-to-day admin work. Sound at all familiar? His life was basically stuck on a loop. We're talking 60-plus hour work weeks. For 2 years straight, his revenue was completely flat. And it wasn't because of a lack of opportunity, it's because he was so busy managing the chaos that he had absolutely no time left for sales or strategy. Now check this out. After bringing on a virtual assistant to handle all that admin, he was finally free to do what he does best: go out and sell and build relationships. The result? A 25% jump in revenue in just the first 6 months. That's the power of getting your focus back. Okay, here's another one I'm sure some of you can relate to. There was a residential service down in Miami that was growing, but their cash flow was a total mess. They were doing all the work, but the money just wasn't coming in fast enough because invoicing was slow, it was inconsistent, and follow-up? Pretty much non-existent. Just look at this transformation. Before, it was taking them over 30 days on average to get paid for a job. After their VA put a real system in place for invoicing and follow-up, that number dropped to just 7 days. This didn't just fix their cash flow, it stabilized their entire business. And for this last one, let's talk about the human cost, because this one really hits home. The founder of a specialty firm in Austin hadn't taken a real vacation in 3 years. Every single time she tried to step away, something would fall through the cracks. The business just couldn't run without her. So by delegating about 20 hours of admin work a week to her virtual assistant, she didn't just get her business back, she got her life back. She finally took that vacation, and you know what? She came back with the fresh perspective she needed to plan her company's next big move. So let's be really clear here. The problem is not that you aren't working hard enough. Of course you are. The real question is, are you ready to stop being the chief doer of everything and finally step into your role as the visionary leader your company actually needs? If you're ready to make that shift from burnout to breakthrough, the next step is simple. Just head over to virtualnexgen.com and schedule your free consultation. It's time to discover how a dedicated virtual assistant can help you reclaim your time, your focus, and your passion for growing your business again.